Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Beth, and this is Let's Overthink Final Fantasy X. We are at the moment pretending to actually be sports fans, as this is still the Blitzball tournament of archetypal sports movie.
There you are. Someone said they saw Sir Orin
Fortunately
in the cafe.
for those who aren't very good at being sports fans, we get
Yes,
conveniently
Sir Orin.
interrupted
Let's go find
by a Yuna who has been doing her recon, asking around, seeing what the gossip is, seeing if anybody's tagged anything with Sir Orin on Twitter.
Game starts like real
Yevon
soon.
Twitter. Yitter, probably.
Come back quick, yeah?
Hey, I'll be
Waka,
back.
it's fine. I'm the protagonist. The game doesn't start until I trip the plot flag that says it
You're
starts.
stiff, man.
Everything will
face.
wait for
Just breathe
us.
out, relax.
It's
Okay,
fine.
yes.
Relax and enjoy being a player character. See, they know.
Maybe now we can find Sir Jack.
About that, you've kind of already
How?
met him.
Sir Orin was also my father's guardian. So, he might know where Sir Jack
Well,
is.
he does, or at least in a general sense, if he
Let's go
couldn't
now.
give a map reference.
It didn't even occur to me to think that the Orin
But-
Yuna was talking about, and the one that I knew from Xanarkand could be two
This is
different people.
fiction. There's a law of conservation
know
of first
why.
names.
But I knew it was the same guy. I knew
There's
it
only
was the
one
same
Orin, just like there's only one Yuna, a lady summoner. We must report.
Hey! Albed Sykes,
What
right?
gave it away?
Some Albed saved me the other day, and this girl Riku gave me food, and you don't understand.
They
me,
probably
do. You?
do understand him. They just choose not to divulge this fact.
Anyway, if you meet Riku, tell her thanks.
Possibly
for me.
because everybody
Oh,
does
and as for
the
first game,
talking really
best
loud
team
as though
win.
this will help you learn the language voice, and they don't feel like giving those people any courtesy or assistance. It must be really rough being the Albed Sykes, because while apparently the Albed are allowed to be enough part of Spirin society at large that they have a sports team, they're still not quite the thing. They're still very much outcasts who leave their dictionaries around in other people's hallways, apparently. But very much outcasts, very much don't belong, and are in a kind of danger that the other non-normal or default culture blitz teams really aren't. Not least because you could try to start shit with a team of Ronso, but why would you? They're so much bigger than you. Just accept that you are small and squishy. But the Albed are still, you know, heathens and not around. Although Luca appears to be much more cosmopolitan in that regard than Besaid. Because as you just saw, they were wandering around being blonde and wearing goggles. It's sunshine. I've never seen sunshine for real myself. Like many geeks, I am secretly a vampire. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
I'm sorry.
An
Please let me
unfortunate
through.
side effect of Luca
let's
being
go.
more cosmopolitan is Luca has paparazzi. And Yuna is the lovely doubleheader of being a
You're
summoner,
really
and
famous.
thus of interest, and being the High Summoner's daughter, and thus of human interest, puff piece interest.
I hope we don't get separated.
Yuna,
Huh?
What is this?
What was that?
Xanarkin, we do this to cheer on Blitz players.
When we're not just straight up yelling. And it also works if you need to call a taxi.
Put your
If you're in the water,
your
you can
arm
just
like
call a
that.
Blitz player and make them be the taxi.
This? Not like that. This.
This is the
Then you just
silly
blow.
teenagers version of that famous movie line. You know how to whistle, don't you,
It's
Steve?
not working.
You just put your lips
Practice.
together and blow.
Okay.
Hey, use that if we get separated. Then
Titus,
I'll come
you
running,
walnut, she was angling for holding
okay?
hands,
Guess we should just stick together.
not
then.
for learning
So
how
you
to
can do it.
call a cab.
Yes, sir.
At least she'll follow me around while I wander once again away from the plot and into the Sphere Theater, which is this enormous building. There's no reason to come here at any point during the plot, but this is where you can buy cutscenes or music to watch or listen to. If at the end of the game you find yourself with more money than you know what to do with. You can also find an Albed Primer, which is why I bothered to come all the way here when I don't have an excess of money by any means. Also, I can wave hi to the music people. I really love the music people. They're so cute and awesome. Just, my body is a horn. That's how it's going to be today. Doot. Now let's see what is being reported on in the news. Nothing of interest because we interrupted her before she got to the good stuff. Okay, onward into Luca proper.
Whoa. This is a pretty big town.
Luca is the second largest city in
Culture
Spira.
clash again. That to
I thought
Titus,
every
this
town
is
was
still,
little,
you know,
like
a
Besaid and
town. It's a
Killian.
pretty big town, but it's
Towns don't
nothing
usually
special.
get
To
bigger than
Yuna, it's, you know, the largest city a lot of
Because
people have
when
ever
a lot of
seen.
people
The
start
capital
together-
of Southern Spira, unofficially.
Hmm.
What about Luca? It's safe here?
No, there is no safety.
It's not any
No
different,
safety for
but the
you.
stadium is here. The Crusaders fight to protect it with all their strength.
They protect the stadium?
Blitzball is really the only entertainment that we
This
have.
is what happens when you have a
Spira's a little
weird,
short on
creepy
fun
death
these days.
religion. They don't have nearly
Whoa.
enough cool festivals and
Talk about pressure.
things to get into instead of sports.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is
Talk to
Xanarkin
Yuna
like
about
this too?
pressure, Titus. Go on. Do it.
Well, there are more buildings. All tall ones. and
How do you
cramped together.
explain a modern day metropolis to
They must be
someone who's
so
accustomed
tall. Don't you ever
to
get dizzy?
a medieval-esque population
Let's
distribution?
go find Sir Orin.
Really can't. Okay. Moving on. That sign over there clearly reads cafe, but we can't go in there even though that's where somebody said they saw Orin. Instead, we're going into this place that reads bar. No wonder we don't find him. It's because apparently we cannot read signage. And Titus is the one looking around because while Yuna may be trying to find Orin,
Orange
she
not here.
has a 7-year-old's memories of a man 10 years younger and significantly more alive, whereas Titus saw Orin like last week. But Yuna is the one that everybody will talk to because she's a summoner. You gotta talk to the summoner.
Why not talk, Kimari? Not see
Oh
Yankee
hey,
for
it's
10
these
years.
guys.
Say something. Kimari forget Yankee? Forget
the first real hint we get that Kimari has stuff going on in his life beyond following Yuna around and taking care of her. For example, that he is a runt, or at least well below average size for a Ronso. Or at least for a male Ronso, possibly. The sexual dimorphism is pretty pronounced in Ronso. The apparently male Ronso that we see are much more solidly built, whereas the apparently female Ronso are slender and sexy, as you do. But interestingly, and something I love about this game, is that even the stoic, mysterious, non-human has a backstory that we start getting fed in bits. There are none of the characters who are just kind of there. They all have other things in their lives. They're all full people. Kimari, for example, is going to get into a bar brawl.
Deserve to win the cup today. Such is the nature of this contest. Let us, the spectators, play our role.
This is some seriously classical Olympics level drama and shit.
And applaud equally the valor of the defeated. Contestants, may heaven be
and
with
also
you.
with your spirit. No, wait. Wrong, extremely hierarchical religion. Nerd problems. Whenever somebody says, may the force be with you, if you spent much time around Catholicism, you have the urge to reply, and also with you. Perpetual difficulties. A crowd scene. As they fill up the sphere with water via some kind of magical method of keeping it in the spherical dimension. And they land on some kind of hard light platform to start off. At the very least, it doesn't seem to impede your swimming at any other time. There are so many questions to not ask about how Blitzball works, but I'll get into them in more detail while we're actually playing the game instead of just watching people reach out in very slow motion.
Kimari, Yuna's
Oops.
gone.
Kimari would like to fight, but Kimari has priorities in order. Yuna, where did you go? What was all about that about not getting separated? Pay attention.
Where in Spira have you been?
Awkward.
Huh?
Yuna's been kidnapped by the Al Bhed
What?
Sykes.
And on that note, I'll see you next time.